Lancia once ruled the rally world like no other manufacturer before or since, dominating Monte Carlo with the legendary Stratos, conquering every surface with the Delta Integrale, and winning 11 World Rally Championships that remain unmatched today. But now, this iconic Italian brand sells exactly one car, a city runabout called the Ypsilon, and only in Italy. This is the story of how corporate neglect, strategic blindness, and systematic brand destruction turned motorsport's greatest legend into automotive history's most tragic footnote. What happened to Lancia makes Jaguar's decline look like a success story. What you're about to witness isn't just corporate mismanagement, it's the systematic destruction of the most successful rally manufacturer in automotive history. Lancia's transformation from motorsport legend to irrelevant city carmaker represents one of the most devastating brand collapses ever documented. The statistics tell an incredible story of what once was. From 1973 to 1992, Lancia won 11 World Rally Championship constructor titles, more than any other manufacturer in history. They remain unbeaten in this record nearly 3 decades after their withdrawal. The Stratos conquered rally stages from Monte Carlo to Kenya. The Delta Integrale won 6 consecutive championships, a feat that will never be equaled. These weren't just cars, they were automotive legends that defined an entire era of motorsport. Yet, today, Lancia exists as a shadow of automotive greatness, selling fewer cars annually than BMW moves in a single week. The brand that once made Ferrari nervous on racetracks now struggles to maintain relevance in the Italian city car market. This isn't just decline, it's cultural vandalism on an industrial scale. If you want to understand how automotive legends die and why some of the greatest brands in history become corporate footnotes, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We're about to examine 15 catastrophic decisions that prove even the mightiest automotive empires can be destroyed by corporate stupidity and strategic neglect. Our countdown begins with the original sin that started Lancia's decline, abandoning rally competition in 1993 just as they achieved unprecedented dominance with the Delta Integrale, throwing away decades of motorsport investment and cultural relevance. In 1991, Lancia officially announced their withdrawal from rallying after taking 5 consecutive World Constructor Championships, a record that still remains unbroken. But here's what makes this decision so catastrophically stupid. They were winning everything. The Delta Integrale had just delivered another championship. Factory-backed privateer teams were extending their dominance, and competitors couldn't match their technological superiority or driver talent. The timing couldn't have been worse for the brand's future. Rally success had become integral to Lancia's identity and sales performance. The Delta's 42% sales increase in 1987 was directly attributed to rallying victories. European customers bought Lancias because they won races, not despite their quirky Italian character. But Fiat's corporate strategists made a cold calculation. Rallying was expensive, and the money could generate better returns elsewhere. They transferred Lancia's entire motorsport expertise to Alfa Romeo's touring car program, where the same engineers and mechanics immediately dominated European championships with the 155 Ti. The decision proved catastrophically short-sighted. Without rally success to drive brand awareness and sales, Lancia began its slow fade into irrelevance. Competitors like Subaru and Mitsubishi built entire brand identities around rally heritage that Lancia pioneered but abandoned. The WRX and Evolution became cult heroes using the exact playbook that Lancia wrote but discarded. The second catastrophic mistake reveals how Lancia systematically destroyed their unique engineering character, replacing innovative Italian solutions with cost-cutting platform sharing that eliminated everything that made Lancia special. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Lancia represented cutting-edge automotive innovation. The Stratos was the first car designed specifically for rallying. The Delta pioneered sophisticated all-wheel drive systems that influenced every performance car that followed. The Thema featured advanced electronics and luxury appointments that challenged German rivals. But as Fiat's corporate influence increased, Lancia's engineering independence disappeared. The distinctive character that attracted enthusiasts was systematically eliminated in favor of shared components and generic solutions that reduced costs while destroying brand identity. The Lambda had introduced unitary body construction in 1922. The Aurelia pioneered transaxle layouts that improved weight distribution. The Fulvia featured sophisticated V4 engines and front-wheel drive systems that were decades ahead of competitors. These innovations created Lancia's reputation for engineering excellence that justified premium pricing. Post-1990s Lancias became rebadged Fiats with slightly different styling and marginally better interior trim. The distinctive technical solutions that had defined the brand disappeared, replaced by corporate cost-cutting that saved money while destroying character. customers could no longer justify choosing Lancia over mainstream alternatives because there was no meaningful difference beyond badge snobbery. The third final mistake demonstrates how Lancia's transformation into a Fiat sub-brand eliminated their ability to command premium pricing or attract discerning customers who expected Italian engineering excellence rather than corporate cost-cutting. During Lancia's golden era, their vehicles featured unique technical solutions that distinguished them from mainstream competitors. The Stratos used Ferrari V6 power in a bespoke chassis. The Delta employed sophisticated four-wheel drive technology that was years ahead of its rivals. The Beta introduced innovative packaging solutions that maximized interior space. The corporate restructuring in the 1990s ended Lancia's engineering independence. New models became exercises in badge engineering, sharing platforms, engines, and components with mass-market Fiat models while adding minimal differentiation beyond styling details and trim levels. The Libra sedan shared its platform with the Alfa Romeo 156 but lacked the Alfa's distinctive character. The Musa and Ypsilon became progressively more similar to their Fiat equivalents with each generation. The Thesis attempted to compete with German luxury sedans using Fiat mechanical components that couldn't match BMW or Mercedes' sophistication. Customer research revealed the devastating impact of this strategy. Potential buyers couldn't identify meaningful differences between Lancia and Fiat models beyond higher prices for similar content. The premium positioning that has sustained the brand through previous decades became impossible to justify when products offered no substantial advantages over cheaper alternatives. Mistake number 4 reveals how Lancia systematically retreated from international markets where they had achieved success, eventually becoming an Italy-only brand with no global presence or cultural relevance. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Lancia enjoyed international success across multiple markets. The Stratos was celebrated worldwide as a rally icon. The Delta gained cult status among performance car enthusiasts globally. European customers appreciated Lancia's distinctive Italian character and technical sophistication. But instead of building on this international recognition, corporate strategy systematically withdrew Lancia from global markets. The UK market was abandoned in 1994 when sales collapsed due to poor dealer support and unreliable products. Other European markets followed as the brand lost relevance and competitive position. The retreat accelerated during the 2000s as Lancia struggled to develop competitive products for international tastes. Rather than investing in global product development, corporate strategy accepted market shrinkage as inevitable, forcing resources on the diminishing Italian market where brand loyalty remained strongest. By 2017, Lancia had become an Italy-only brand selling a single model, the Ypsilon city car, to an aging customer base that remembered the brand's former glory. This market isolation eliminated economies of scale that could have funded product development, creating a vicious cycle of declining investment and shrinking relevance. The fifth catastrophic mistake exposes one of the most tone-deaf decisions in automotive history: rebadging American Chrysler vehicles as Lancias in European markets, permanently damaging the brand's credibility and alienating loyal customers. Between 2011 and 2014, Stellantis executives implemented a strategy so misguided it defied rational explanation. Large Chrysler models, the 300C sedan and Grand Voyager MPV, were rebadged as Lancia Thema and Voyager for European sale, while simultaneously selling actual Lancia models, the Ypsilon and Delta, as Chryslers in the UK. The strategy was corporate insanity disguised as market rationalization. American vehicles designed for US highways and fuel prices were sold as Italian luxury cars to European customers who expected sophisticated engineering and premium materials. The cultural disconnect was complete and immediate. Customer reaction was swift and brutal. European automotive journalists ridiculed the obvious rebadging, publishing comparison photos that highlighted the minimal changes between Chrysler and Lancia versions. The 300C's American proportions and fuel consumption made it completely unsuitable for European roads and preferences. Sales figures revealed the scope of the disaster. Instead of the projected 300,000 annual European sales, actual deliveries collapsed to 74,313 units by 2014. The strategy was hastily abandoned, but the damage to Lancia's credibility was permanent. Customers who had maintained loyalty through previous disappointments finally abandoned the brand entirely. Mistake number 6 demonstrates timing so catastrophically bad it seems deliberately destructive. Discontinuing the Delta in 2014, just as the European hot hatch market exploded with demand for exactly the type of vehicle Lancia had pioneered. The Delta represented Lancia's strongest connection to their rally heritage and performance credibility. Even in its final generation, the car maintained cult status among enthusiasts who appreciated its all-wheel drive system, distinctive styling, and motorsport DNA. But corporate planners decided the Delta was too expensive to develop for increasingly strict European emissions regulations. Rather than investing in updates that would have kept the car competitive, they simply discontinued it, abandoning the performance market entirely. The timing was spectacularly wrong. The European hot hatch market was entering unprecedented growth, with manufacturers like Volkswagen, Ford, and Seat achieving massive success with the Golf R, Focus RS, and Leon Cupra models that targeted exactly the customers who had previously bought Delta Integrales. Independent market analysis suggests Lancia could have captured significant market share with an updated Delta that addressed emissions compliance while maintaining performance credibility. The all-wheel drive system and rally heritage would have been powerful differentiators in an increasingly crowded segment. Instead, former Delta customers migrated to German and British alternatives that offered the performance and sophistication that Lancia had pioneered but abandoned. The brand lost its final connection to motorsport credibility and performance car relevance. The seventh devastating mistake reveals how Lancia completely missed the SUV revolution that transformed European automotive markets, stubbornly maintaining sedan and hatch focus while customers demanded crossover alternatives. Throughout the 2000s and 2010s, European luxury markets experienced unprecedented shift towards SUV and crossover vehicles. BMW's X models, Mercedes' GLC range, and Audi's Q lineup achieved massive success by offering traditional luxury car refinement in higher, more practical packages. Lancia watched this transformation from the sidelines, never developing a single SUV or crossover despite having perfect positioning to compete in premium segments. The brand's Italian heritage, distinctive styling, and engineering credibility could have translated effectively into luxury SUV markets. The missed opportunity was staggering. Premium SUV sales in Europe grew from 400,000 annual units in 2005 to over 1.8 million by 2020. This represented the most profitable segment of the luxury market, with gross margins that could have funded Lancia's technological development and global expansion. Even worse, sister brand Alfa Romeo eventually succeeded with SUV models like the Stelvio that proved Italian manufacturers could compete effectively against German alternatives. The same corporate resources and platform technology were available to Lancia but never utilized for SUV development. Mistake number 8 exposes how Lancia systematically abandoned the motorsport heritage that had made them legendary, failing to capitalize on rally history that remained one of the most valuable assets in automotive marketing. While competitors like Subaru and Mitsubishi built entire brand identities around rally success, Lancia treated their unmatched motorsport achievements as a relevant history rather than powerful marketing assets. The Stratos, 037, and Delta Integrale remained icons among automotive enthusiasts, but Lancia made no effort to leverage this heritage. The brand's marketing became generic and forgettable, focusing on Italian lifestyle imagery rather than the motorsport credibility that had originally attracted customers. This was strategic suicide. Rally heritage was Lancia's most powerful differentiator against German competitors who couldn't match their competition record. Successful heritage marketing by other manufacturers proved the value of motorsport connections. Porsche's 911 range continually references racing history. BMW's M Division trades heavily on motorsport credentials. Audi's Quattro branding leverages rally success that never approached Lancia's dominance. Independent brand valuation experts estimated Lancia's rally heritage was worth over 200 million euros in marketing value, equivalent to decades of traditional advertising spend. This asset was simply ignored while the brand struggled with generic positioning that failed to differentiate from mainstream competitors. The ninth catastrophic mistake encompasses Lancia's complete failure to develop competitive new products while sister brands received substantial investments in platforms, powertrains, and technology that could have revitalized the Lancia lineup. During the 2010s, while Alfa Romeo received billions in investment for new platform development and model range expansion, Lancia was essentially abandoned by corporate planners who viewed the brand as a legacy obligation rather than growth opportunity. The Ypsilon became the brand's sole focus, receiving minimal updates while competitors introduced increasingly sophisticated city cars with advanced technology, efficient powertrains, and premium materials. The car that had once competed with BMW's Mini Cooper devolved into a generic city runabout with no distinctive character. Meanwhile, Stellantis invested heavily in other brands that achieved significant success. Alfa Romeo's renaissance with the Giulia and Stelvio proved that Italian brands could compete effectively with proper investment and product development. The same resources could have transformed Lancia's prospects. The product development gap became insurmountable. While German competitors offered advanced driver assistance, hybrid powertrains, and cutting-edge infotainment systems, Lancia remained frozen in outdated technology that belonged in the previous decade. Mistake number 10 reveals how Lancia's dealer network systematically collapsed as the brand lost relevance, creating a vicious cycle where reduced sales led to dealer defections that further reduced market presence and customer access. During their peak years, Lancia maintained sophisticated dealer networks across Europe that provided sales and service support comparable to German premium brands. These dealers were crucial for maintaining customer relationships and brand visibility in competitive markets. But as sales declined and product ranges contracted, dealer profitability disappeared. Lancia dealers faced impossible economics, high facility costs with insufficient sales volumes to generate sustainable profits. Many switched to more profitable brands or abandoned automotive retail entirely. The network collapse accelerated as remaining dealers reduced their Lancia commitment, treating the brand as a secondary concern while focusing resources on more successful manufacturers. Customer service quality declined, parts availability became problematic, and brand presentation suffered. By 2020, Lancia's European dealer network had shrunk to fewer than 300 locations, compared to BMW's 3,400 plus dealers and Mercedes' 3,000 plus facilities. This distribution disadvantage made it virtually impossible for potential customers to experience Lancia products or receive adequate service support. The 11th devastating mistake demonstrates Lancia's complete failure to understand how luxury car buyers had evolved, stubbornly maintaining outdated positioning while competitors adapted to changing customer expectations and lifestyle priorities. Modern luxury buyers prioritize technology integration, environmental responsibility, and distinctive experiences over traditional status symbols. They want advanced infotainment systems, hybrid or electric powertrains, and brands that reflect progressive values rather than conservative heritage. Lancia remained trapped in 1990s luxury positioning that emphasized traditional Italian craftsmanship and heritage storytelling rather than technological innovation or environmental leadership. This positioning appealed to aging customers but repelled younger buyers who drove luxury market growth. Competitors successfully adapted to changing preferences. BMW's i-Series demonstrated environmental leadership while maintaining performance credibility. Mercedes' EQC range proved luxury brands could lead electric vehicle adoption. Audi's technology integration attracted tech-savvy customers who expected automotive innovation. Market research consistently showed younger luxury buyers had no awareness of Lancia's rally heritage or engineering reputation. The brand's marketing messages resonated with customers over 50 while completely missing the under 40 demographic that represented luxury market growth. Mistake number 12 exposes how Lancia completely missed the electric vehicle revolution that transformed European automotive markets, remaining committed to outdated powertrains while competitors achieved massive success with electrified alternatives. The European Union's aggressive electrification timeline and emissions regulations created unprecedented opportunities for brands willing to invest in electric technology. Early movers like Tesla achieved cult status, while traditional manufacturers like BMW and Mercedes successfully transitioned premium customers to electric alternatives. Lancia watched this transformation from the sidelines, never developing meaningful electric vehicle capability despite having access to Stellantis' advanced EV platforms and battery technology. The brand that had once pioneered automotive innovation became a follower in the industry's most important technological shift. The missed opportunity was particularly tragic given Lancia's heritage of technical innovation. Electric powertrains could have provided distinctive character and performance advantages that justified premium positioning. Silent operation and instant torque delivery aligned perfectly with luxury car expectations. Even worse, sister brands successfully implemented electrification strategies that proved that corporate capability existed. Alfa Romeo's electric variants, Fiat's 500e success, and Jeep's electrified SUVs demonstrated that Stellantis could develop compelling electric vehicles when properly motivated. The 13th catastrophic mistake encompasses Lancia's complete inability to define what the brand represented in modern automotive markets, creating customer confusion that eliminated purchase consideration and brand loyalty. Successful premium brands maintain clear, consistent identities that help customers understand their positioning and value proposition. BMW means ultimate driving machine. Mercedes represents the best or nothing. Audi suggests advancement through technology. Lancia's identity became increasingly confused and contradictory. Marketing messages alternated between heritage storytelling, Italian lifestyle imagery, and generic luxury positioning without creating coherent brand personality. Customers couldn't articulate what made Lancia different from more established alternatives. The confusion extended to product positioning within Stellantis' portfolio. Lancia competed against Alfa Romeo for sporty Italian buyers while overlapping with Fiat for more mainstream customers and attempting to challenge German brands for luxury positioning. This scattered approach satisfied no target market effectively. Internal brand research revealed that even Lancia employees struggled to explain the brand's unique value proposition. If the people building and selling the cars couldn't articulate what made Lancia special, customers certainly couldn't identify compelling reasons to choose them over better established alternatives. Mistake number 14 reveals how Lancia's pricing strategy became completely disconnected from market reality, demanding premium prices for products that couldn't justify them while losing price-sensitive customers to better value alternatives. Despite offering essentially rebadged Fiat products with minimal additional content, Lancia maintained pricing strategies that position them as premium alternatives to German luxury brands. This created impossible customer mathematics, paying BMW money for Fiat engineering with Lancia badges. The Ypsilon, Lancia's final remaining model, exemplified this pricing disconnect, starting prices exceeding comparable city cars from established premium brands while offering inferior technology, materials, and brand prestige. Customers could purchase German or Japanese alternatives with better equipment for similar money. Value perception studies consistently showed Lancia ranking poorly against competitors across all relevant metrics. Customers perceived the brand as overpriced for the content provided, unreliable compared to Japanese alternatives, and less prestigious than German options. The pricing strategy destroyed volume potential by making Lancia products economically irrational for most buyers. Instead of building market share through competitive positioning, the brand trapped itself in a high-price, low-volume death spiral that eliminated economies of scale and development funding. The 15th and most damning mistake encompasses all others: Stellantis' systematic neglect of the Lancia brand, treating it as a legacy obligation rather than a valuable asset worthy of investment and strategic development. Corporate resource allocation revealed Stellantis' true priorities. While Alfa Romeo received billions for new platform development and global expansion, Lancia was essentially abandoned with minimal investment in new products, technological development, or market expansion. The contrast was particularly stark given both brands' similar heritage and market positioning. Alfa Romeo's renaissance with Giulia and Stelvio proved that Italian luxury brands could succeed with proper investment and strategic focus. The same approach could have revitalized Lancia's prospects. Instead, Lancia became the automotive industry's most expensive museum piece, maintained just enough to avoid complete extinction while receiving no meaningful investment in future competitiveness. This passive management approach guaranteed continued decline rather than potential recovery. Senior executives publicly admitted treating Lancia as a heritage brand rather than active competitor, essentially writing off one of automotive history's most successful manufacturers without attempting serious revival efforts. The cumulative impact of these 15 catastrophic mistakes has transformed Lancia from motorsport legend to automotive afterthought, representing one of the most complete brand destructions in modern business history. Sales data reveals the scope of the collapse. From peak global sales of over 300,000 annual units in the 1980s, Lancia now sells fewer than 50,000 Ypsilons yearly, exclusively in Italy. The brand that once challenged BMW and Mercedes for European luxury leadership now competes with city car manufacturers for urban transportation relevance. Cultural impact extends far beyond sales figures. Lancia vehicles no longer appear in aspirational media, automotive enthusiasm communities, or luxury lifestyle contexts. The brand that once epitomized Italian automotive excellence now represents decline, missed opportunities, and corporate mismanagement. The financial destruction is equally comprehensive. Independent brand valuation experts estimate Lancia's current worth at less than 100 million euros, a catastrophic decline from peak valuations exceeding 2 billion euros during their rally-winning years. This represents one of the largest brand value destructions in automotive history. Despite obvious problems, Stellantis announced ambitious revival plans for Lancia in 2022, promising new models and electric transformation. But these efforts reveal a fundamental misunderstanding of what destroyed the brand and how modern luxury markets operate. The Renaissance strategy promises 3 new electric models by 2028, the new Ypsilon, a flagship sedan, and a new Delta. But this product timeline ignores market reality where German competitors already dominate electric luxury segments with proven technology and established customer relationships. More problematically, the revival lacks the massive investment required for meaningful luxury brand competition. Stellantis has allocated roughly 2 billion euros for Lancia's transformation, a fraction of what competitors spend annually on product development and marketing. The new models will inevitably share platforms and components with mass-market Stellantis vehicles, repeating the badge engineering mistakes that destroyed Lancia's premium credibility in previous decades. Without genuine technological differentiation, the brand cannot justify luxury positioning against established German alternatives. Lancia's systematic destruction offers crucial lessons for other automotive manufacturers seeking to avoid similar fates in an increasingly competitive global market. Heritage alone cannot sustain premium brands without continuous product development and technological advancement. Customers buy current capabilities rather than historical achievements, making past success irrelevant without present competitiveness. Motorsport heritage requires active cultivation and marketing investment to maintain relevance. Simply possessing racing credentials provides no benefit unless consistently leveraged to build brand differentiation and customer connection. Platform sharing strategies must maintain meaningful differentiation between premium and mainstream models. Cost-cutting that eliminates technical advantages destroys a premium positioning faster than any market downturn or competitive pressure. Global market presence remains essential for premium brand sustainability. Regional isolation eliminates economies of scale while reducing cultural relevance and competitive pressure that drives innovation. Lancia's transformation from rally legend to irrelevant afterthought represents one of automotive history's most preventable tragedies. Every mistake was avoidable with competent management and strategic vision. The brand possessed everything needed for continued success: unmatched motorsport heritage, distinctive Italian character, technological innovation reputation, and passionate customer base. These assets were systematically destroyed through corporate neglect rather than competitive pressure or market forces. Unlike Jaguar's decline, which resulted from genuine technical and financial challenges, Lancia's collapse was entirely self-inflicted. The same corporate resources that revived Alfa Romeo could have transformed Lancia's prospects with proper strategic focus and investment commitment. Today's luxury car market offers tremendous opportunities for distinctive brands willing to invest in technological leadership and customer experience. Lancia could have occupied unique positioning between mainstream manufacturers and ultra-luxury brands, offering sophisticated Italian alternatives to German precision or British tradition. Instead, one of motorsport's greatest names became a cautionary tale about how quickly a corporate indifference can destroy even the most valuable automotive heritage. The rally stages that once echoed with Stratos engines and Delta Integrale transmissions now remember only what was lost. And that's how you kill a rally legend. Not through competitive pressure or market forces, but through systematic neglect, strategic blindness, and corporate decisions that prioritize short-term cost saving over long-term brand value. Lancia's tragedy proves that even the mightiest automotive empires can be destroyed from within. Don't forget to subscribe for more automotive industry exposés that reveal how great brands rise and fall. The automotive world is full of similar stories waiting to be told, and we're here to honor the legends while exposing the incompetence that destroys them.